XRP holders, I've got a video for you guys. Today I'm going to be talking about XRP and give you guys my opinion on where I think we could be ahead here. Because guys, we're waiting for that juicy, lovely XRP spot ETF to go live. Amidst all of this SEC lawsuit drama, one day there's a lawsuit, the next day it's over, the next day there's a lawsuit, next day there's a $50 million fine to end the lawsuit, but the lawsuit's not over. It's getting kind of redundant. When are we really going to see this lawsuit end, and what will that mean when that happens? Welcome back to the Crypto Report. I'm Blacksea. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell. Let's hop in this video. All right, guys, so I want to start off with I didn't want to start off with this. I want to start off with over on Crypto Twitter. Follow me at 333Blacksea. I say, when will the XRP lawsuit actually be over? I see articles about it being over almost every day for the past 3 years. It does feel like that. You know, I want to circle back to originally when this SEC lawsuit on Ripple went live. Let me take you back to a time when the overall ecosystem and the overall crypto ecosystem versus government entities was very hostile. Very, very hostile. The SEC was very against crypto. And in my opinion, the SEC tried to make an example out of XRP. And that was really the beginning of when we started to see the lawsuits roll out. We started to see the Wells notices roll out. We started to see a lot of basically front-on attacks from the SEC towards crypto. And now I do want to emphasize that some of them, sure, were warranted. Some of these were scams, Ponzi schemes, and the SEC was doing their job, actually. But I have to say that the majority of them, they were not deserved. The SEC going after Ripple was not deserved. First, it was all about it being a security, it not being a security. They were trying to make an example out of XRP. And well, you fast forward a few years now, and it's been like 8 years now. The SEC has backed off a lot of crypto projects, but the SEC is still going after XRP in a way, not completely. There's still appeals going on. The XRP Ripple Labs has paid $50 million in fines to the SEC, but I do believe we are coming to the tail end of this long trilogy, I'll call it, because it's been 3 cycles since the lawsuit went out. We're coming to the end of this trilogy. And I think that it's very clear that the pivot of a hostile SEC to a more friendly, crypto-friendly SEC is right on the horizon. If not, it's already taking shape. What does it mean? What does it mean? Should we expect price to rally? Yes, I believe so. But I do also want to say, I think it has a lot to do with the timing of the markets, guys. This right now, where we're in this market structure right now, we're at a low, in my opinion, and I do think that we could go lower on Bitcoin. It could bring down XRP with it. But throughout all this sell pressure, XRP has held up so well. It has been the strongest coin, in my opinion, out of all the other coins, excluding Bitcoin. But we're not talking about Bitcoin right now. We're talking about all the altcoins. XRP has held up very, very well. So let's talk about the XRP spot ETF, right? I searched XRP news on Google, and everyone wants to know when the spot ETF is going to go live. I do think, look at this article, XRP could be the first to get US spot ETF before Sol and Doge. I think if we see that, that is somewhat of a green light for all the other cryptocurrencies to get spot ETFs. We have a Bitcoin spot ETF, we have an Ethereum spot ETF. After those 2 behemoths got their ETFs, the question everyone was asking is, well, when are we going to see altcoins? Because Ethereum is not really an altcoin. When are we going to see altcoin spot ETFs? And I'll tell you what, I do think that out of XRP, Solana, and Doge, I would like to see XRP get its ETF before the other. And I am a Solana bull. If you guys watch the Crypto Report, I've made many. That was one of my best trades. I bought it at like $8. My average buy-in was like $8 to $16. And I've been just taking profit along the way. But I want to see a Solana ETF, sure. Why wouldn't I? But XRP being the basically like the fall guy, the fall guy for the crypto industry, saying the SEC coming after XRP. If we saw the complete turnaround where XRP got its SPY ETF, that's the green light saying, all right, we're done with the hostile SEC. We're done with this hostile government towards crypto. Crypto can finally thrive and grow and not constantly be looking over their shoulder, even though they're doing everything right. They're following the rules. We're going to get regulatory clarity. I think it'll be the beginning of the green light for that. So let's take a look at XRP right now. So XRP is floating above a very, very important support level here at about $2.07. We're starting to, guys, it's good that we're holding above this, I will say. Do I think that we can break down from here? Yes, I do. But I want to emphasize that this is the beginning of a reversal here. We're seeing it play out in Bitcoin as well. And I do expect big moves here. If we don't see the breakdown, if we don't see the test of $2.07, like what I'm really looking for is something like this. A little bit of a retest down with a breakout to the upside. If we start to test and break below, I'm going to say, hey guys, watch out. We're probably breaking down for a little bit longer. But right now, I am cautiously optimistic. I am in some XRP longs. I know, crazy. Black Sea is being bullish. I know I've been a crazy bear this entire time. People have been beating me up about it, but guys, I just want to be transparent with you. I don't want to lead you guys to the slaughter. I want to tell you guys what I'm seeing. I've been trading crypto for nearly a decade, and right now, I am a little bit bullish. You know, we've reclaimed this level. Hopefully, we treat it as support here, and if we do treat it as support, I expect probably a test at around $2.50, $2.45 to be exact, really at like the neckline of this head and shoulders pattern. I'm long, guys. If you guys want to long some XRP and make some money to the upside, feel free to check out in the description box below or pin comment down below. We have a $5,000 sign bonus to Blowfin. All you do is click that link, deposit, trail bit, you get a bunch of free money, as well as if you deposit $100, you get $10 for free of XRP. So take advantage of that, guys. XRP right now, sitting at rank 4, up a nice 16.38%, getting some relief. It's about dang time. It's been month after month after month of battering downward price action with a little bit of we're just kind of chopping around right now on the day. You look at it, we're sitting above 122.85 billion. Guys, XRP is so freaking strong for really this massive drawdown. I think we're down like 30%. Let me double check that before I say that. From all-time high this cycle to where we're at right now. Yeah, 35%. Guys, that's insanely strong versus all these other coins. Can we break down and I could change my mind? Sure, but you cannot discredit or ignore the strength of XRP right now. And like I've been saying, you know, $122 billion market cap, it's strong, guys, and you can't blame it. Like, it's not that surprising that it's this strong because you have Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of XRP. He's in bed. I don't really like that term, but he's in with all the governments, okay? He's in the right places to lobby. He's in the U.S. government. We're talking about Japan using 80% of all of Japanese banks are going to be integrating XRP. It's a big deal, guys. It's a big deal. You look at the overall market right now, Bitcoin trading barely below 84,000. I think it's okay that we're wicking down here. I want to show you my key areas of interest on Bitcoin and what I think it means for XRP here shortly. Seeing Bitcoin dominance continue to rally. Guys, when we're not in a risk-on favorable environment, expect Bitcoin dominance to rally higher and higher. When you exclude stablecoins, we're nearly at 65%, guys. It's pretty insane. I'm surprised. I remember back in November when we topped out and came down and saying, okay, this is probably it. And it looks like we're making new all-time highs in Bitcoin dominance. So let's talk about Bitcoin here. We made our first higher low, okay? Well, we made our first lower high out of, I'm getting so mixed up here. Look at this, okay? This is what I want. This is what I'm trying to explain to you. We need to close above $93,000, $94,000 territory on the daily time frame. And right now, we're looking pretty good. Really, like 93,400 is a good point to be looking at, a nice V-shape out of this. This is the first step to a reversal, a bullish reversal. And if we can come back down to 83.5, that's fine. I don't really want to see us come much below it. I don't want to see any daily candle closures below it because then, in my opinion, this is not a first step at a reversal, and this is really just a bull trap. And I know I don't want to say that. I don't want you guys to freak out. I don't want to be a bear, but I'm just being honest. I am cautiously optimistic. We can come down to 83,500. That's fine. Bounce off of that. And if we bounce off that and treat that as support, then my eyes are on 88K. And that's really probably going to start to change the game here for Bitcoin on the daily, weekly time frame. If we can get to 88K. If we can get to 88K and reclaim it, that potentially is setting us up for a little bit of a double top action and bringing us to 110,000 new all-time highs. If that happens, obviously, really, first things first, let's not talk about 110K, 120K. Let's talk about 88,000. That's the low-hanging fruit, right? If we come and touch 88K, I do expect XRP to be probably trading around $2.83. Guys, if you're going to be buying XRP, and you're thinking holding 5, 10, 15 years, the long game, right? This is probably a good entry level, especially if we're closing above $2.07. Treating this as support, probably going to be setting us up for a larger move to the upside. Especially if Bitcoin decides to make its move back to 88K, retest it, flip it as support, make our way to 94,000. XRP is going to perform, guys. Let me know in the comments below. Are you bullish on XRP? How long have you been holding? How long do you plan on holding? Are you dollar cost averaging in as these massive, massive opportunities and these huge dips come by? Because, guys, buying these dips is how you make big money in crypto, big money in investing in general. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I put my money where my mouth is. That's all I'm telling you guys. But guys, if you like this type of content, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel right now. Check out Blowfin. Get that $10 for free of XRP. All you do is click that link, deposit, trade a little bit. I think you have to deposit $100 and you get $10 of XRP. That's all I got, guys. Follow me, 333 Black Sea on Twitter. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.